Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. In today's video, I want to do like some informal video, kind of just random, exciting, talking about like kind of all the iconic teen movies of the 2000s, aka the movie I grew up on, and kind of rank them. So it's going to be super informal, but it's going to be fun. And please share with me how you would rank them in the comments below. Or I think I can leave a link to Tiermaker and you can like rank the same thing as me, so I might link that down below as well if you want to try it out. So quick backstory, my family did not have cable till I was like 14 or 15 years old, but we did have an unlimited pass to the video store. That's like the most millennial statement I've ever said. So I watched these movies on repeat growing up. Some I've rewatched like over the last few years, you know, occasionally, and others I haven't seen in like over 15 years. So I'm just gonna keep it short and not talk about them too much because I actually like pulled out 50 and I don't want this video to be like 5,000 hours long. So yeah, I probably won't have that much to say about them. I was actually inspired to do this by Ali Sheehan. I don't know how to say her name. She's like an Australian YouTuber, and she did that video on her channel. And also, to be clear, because I want most of the videos on my channel to be kind of like critical thinking and stuff, this is not one of them. It's not a contemporary assessment of their messages and values, since honestly I can't remember all of them very well. It's really just more like how I like them as I grew up and how nostalgic I feel about them. I'm sure there was poor diversity and problematic messaging in those 2000 movies. So anyways, let's just hop right in. I will start my screen recording. Okay, I think we're live. I couldn't find like super clever titles for the sections, but anyways, the tiers are as good as it gets slash god tier slash iconic. I don't know. Would still like to rewatch now. Good then, but not really into it now. Good enough when I was bored, so even then I was just like, and then did I really waste my time watching that? And I feel like because those are iconic, I won't have that many in this category, but let's see. I tried to categorize them by, like, for the ones that had multiple movies, like by chronological order, but I could be totally mistaken. So we'll start with Hilary Duff, then Linsday Lohan, then Amanda Bynes, and then all the other ones are pretty much like random, miscellaneous, although there's like a whole section of Olsen twins as well. Okay, so let's get started. A Cinderella story. Or actually, Agent Cody Banks should go first, right? Oh, and I guess for context, in 2000, I was 5 years old, but I was also like 15 by the time it ended, so it's like my whole life. my whole childhood and my whole teenagehood was also just then, you know? So, first, Agent Cody Banks. I mean, Hilary Duff is not the star, she's like the love interest, but it still counts as one of her movies. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I feel like I would still rewatch now. A Cinderella Story is an absolute freaking classic, and I could not live without it, even though it's super cheesy, so it's as good as it gets. Raise Your Voice I did rewatch actually when I was taking my first trimester of my pregnancy, and it has way more religious undertones than I remembered, but I just really like the music of it, so I would totally rewatch it. I think I'm still gonna put it in the second row. Yeah. Then obviously Perfect Men should be before Material Girls. The Perfect Man, I did rewatch it as well. I went on a little Hilary binge, and I know it's not one of her best movies, but I really like it. Just because like the love interest is a little bit more quirky, and yeah, I thought she was like so cool. Like the character was so cool, I think. But it still doesn't feel as good as Cinderella Story. Like, do I keep the god tier just for like the really good ones? Ugh, it's hard. Okay, I'll put it in the second one as well. Material Girl, I honestly don't remember it. I haven't watched it in a long time. I feel like it's almost like a do I really need to watch this? I don't remember it being good at all. I don't know. Alright, next, Linsday Lohan. Also another classic in the 2000s. First is Freaky Friday. I think that definitely has to be god tier as well. Like, it was such a classic. Watch it like a million times. Chad Michael Murray, again. The OG heartthrob. I don't know, probably my first crush. Yeah, and it was just really cool. Yeah. Confession of a Teenage Drama Queen. I know some people love it. I feel like I was like, not so sure about it, and I feel like it was like good then, but not really into it now, because I don't feel like rewatching it. That makes sense. Mean Girls. I mean, lots of problematic messaging, although there is some life lessons as well. But it was definitely a classic that I saw like 5 million times, so I really definitely have to go with As Good as It Gets as well. It's just one of the most quotable movies and one of the most referred to movies of the 2000s. Herbie Fully Loaded. I didn't particularly enjoy that one. I think I watched it like once, maybe twice. I could probably put it in the did I really waste my time watching that. I mean, it would probably be good enough when I was bored, but like, let's be more selective. Just my luck. Probably that one I would actually put in the good enough when I was bored, because it's ever so slightly less, like, it's ever so slightly more interesting maybe than Herbie Fully Loaded, but still not great. Amanda Bynes, Big Fat Liar. It's a classic. It's definitely a classic. It's not like a girl movie per se, but it's definitely a classic that I would rewatch 1,000 times. Honestly, same with What a Girl Wants. Like, I rewatched it while I was sick, and it was like, it's just like so nostalgic and just brings back like the feeling. Like, I gotta give it to her. And then She's the Man. It's hard because it is also a classic, but like not quite as much as the other ones I've put in the God tier. So I feel like I have to put it one lower, kind of like Raise Your Voice and The Perfect Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I don't know why they won't swap it, but let's do Legally Blonde 1. I didn't put a lot of sequels of any movies because I feel like they're always not as good, and I already have 50 movies, so. But I did put Legally Blonde 2 because that one is a special sequel. So Legally Blonde, I am gonna put it as God tier. It could probably like oscillate between the top two, but like, yeah, it's a God tier. And I'd say Legally Blonde 2, which I also really enjoyed and watched 1,000,000 times, I would probably put as would still rewatch now, because it was really good. But I don't know if I can put it in God tier. I don't know. Okay, 13 going on 30. It's gotta go in the God tier, or As Good as It Gets. Iconic, still such a classic. Absolutely love it. Would rewatch it anytime, and has good life lessons, I think, right? Okay, Bring It On. I mean, I know they made like 5,000. I put the first 3 because those are the ones that I really watched in my childhood. The other ones I was kind of older and they were just like a little bit more redundant. So the original Bring It On, interesting. Definitely watched it way too many times. Was very obsessed with cheerleading. We'll have to put it in iconic. Then Bring It On Again, the second one. That one is not that good. I don't know if it's because like there wasn't like a famous actress lead role or whatnot, but we did watch it quite a lot, me and my sister growing up. But good then, but not really into it now, is what I would say. Yeah. And then Bring It On All or Nothing, the one with Solange Knowles and Hayden Panettiere. Definitely watched it way too many times. I think growing up I did like it even more than the original Bring It On, but nowadays I would say more like would still like to rewatch now rather than iconic. I don't know. It's still really good though. Moving on to some miscellaneous classics. We got The Princess Diaries. Rewatched it when I was sick. I feel like most of the ones I rewatched are like iconic because I went for the classics. So Princess Diaries goes up there for sure. Love it. And Anne Hathaway was like great in it. Just nothing bad to say. It's just great. Blue Crush. I don't know if that one was popular or not, but me and my sister watched that a lot. Really liked it. I did rewatch it maybe like a few years ago. Probably would still rewatch now because it's definitely not on the same level as Good as It Gets. John Tucker Must Die. I feel like nowadays I would totally put it in iconic, As Good as It Gets, God tier, but it was definitely not one of my favorites back then, so maybe would rewatch now? Would still rewatch now. Sleepover. That one has so much like problematic and unrealistic things in it, you know, like it's just not the greatest portrait of teenagehood and like middle school to high school transition. I don't know. I think good then, but not really into it now, although I did watch it quite a lot. Aquamarine, loved it. I was obsessed with JoJo, so like I love that movie. I think the whole like girl friendship thing was like great. I don't know, I just I will put in would still like to rewatch now because it's not as good as the classics. It's just not as good as the classics, but it's up there. I don't know. What do you think? Bratz. So Bratz is I don't know if it was as big, maybe. I know back then I really liked the aesthetics and I thought they were all so cool and I wanted to have their styles and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I would put it in good then but not really into it now, or good enough when I was bored. I think I'm gonna go with good enough when I was bored because that's a little empty. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, I definitely liked more than that. I feel like I would rewatch it now. It was cool. I read the books. I really liked the whole franchise. So I think I'm gonna put it in the would still like to rewatch now. Save the Last Dance. I honestly don't recall that one very well. It's with Julia Stiles. And I think it's cool that it had like a interracial relationship because most of them don't in that era. But I don't remember. I feel like it was like there was like a tragedy in it. I honestly don't remember the plot at all. But I feel like it was sad. It made me sad, and so I didn't watch it as often because it would make me sad, and I preferred like lighthearted shows. But I preferred like lighthearted movies. So I don't know. Good enough when I was bored. It wasn't when I was bored, but you know. Honey. Dance movies were the shit back then. Really loved it. My sister and I loved it. I think it's gotta go in the would like to rewatch now. Ice Princess. I actually really liked it because she was a nerd. I was a nerd. I could relate to the character a lot, and I had like a little ice skating like interest phase because of that movie. Never actually pursued it though. Good then, but not really into it now. Maybe, I don't know. It could probably go one up, but I'll leave it there. Yeah. Wild Child with Emma Roberts. I think I mostly liked it because of Alex Pettyfer. He was like it was like this cute guy or something. So yeah, but honestly, and I know like she learned some cool stuff and everything, and I think I like the soundtrack. I think I'm gonna put it in good then, but not really into it now. Yeah. So I don't actually know the exact chronological order of these, but still, moving on to Olsen twins era. Kind of moving on to the Olsen twins empire. I didn't put them all because there were just too many. But Passport to Paris was one of my favorites. Is it a classic? Is it a classic or is it like would still rewatch now? I feel like I don't know which one is like as good as it gets. It's great. I'm gonna put it in as good as it gets. So, Our Lips Are Sealed. I feel like I like those ones just as much one or the other. So I feel like if I put one up there, I have to put the other one because there's like we're the top two. So yeah. Dang it. Next is Holiday in the Sun. And I feel like nowadays it would be like one that I really like, but mostly because I like the music in it. So would still like to rewatch now. Yeah. When in Rome, I feel like it was good then, not so interesting now. Like I don't really remember it very much. Getting There, kind of the same thing. I watched them quite a bit. That one is like when they like tried to go to Salt Lake City for the Olympics or something and have a bunch of trouble. I guess next is New York Minute. Honestly, even though Simple Plan wasn't it, I feel like it was more like a good enough when I was bored. Maybe it's because I was like older then, so I wasn't quite as into it, maybe. I don't know. Next is A Walk to Remember. I feel like I didn't really watch it very much growing up because it was way too stinking sad. But it's like such a good movie. But I definitely did not watch it then. I feel like I'm gonna put it as good as it gets, but like I definitely did not watch it very much growing up. So it kind of doesn't match the rest of the vibe. I don't know. This is hard. Crossroads. Definitely not like a popular movie, but it was with Britney Spears, and I freaking loved that one growing up. I watched it all the time. Me and my sister obsessed with it. Got a bunch of Britney songs. Just yeah, definitely iconic for me at least. Get Over It. That one is like a teen version of like a Shakespeare play, I think, or something with Kristen Dunst or something. Yeah. I feel like I watched it a few times when I was younger, but definitely not super into it, so probably over here. Good enough when I was bored. Bend It Like Beckham would still rewatch now. I feel like it could probably go into as good as it gets because it definitely drove a little soccer interest phase for me that did not last, but still. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in like just rewatch now because it's it's not a Cinderella story, you know? If that's my benchmark. Sugar and Spice. I feel like it's like an earlier version of freaking Spring Breakers or something. Like, if I remember correctly, like they're like putting on masks and then robbing things. I don't know. I kind of don't remember the story very much, but I'll put it down here because definitely not great. I think we were only into it, me and my sister, because it was like cheerleaders, but yeah. Next, High School Musical. I feel like that one is like really like late 2000 era, because it definitely doesn't feel as far away as like A Cinderella Story and all those. I mean, it has to be as good as it gets, because like that's probably the movie I've watched the most in my entire life. Yeah, it's a boy girl thing, dude. Like, I think I really love that movie nowadays. I don't think I was as into it back then, like, but it's just really good, honestly. So let's put it over here. The Click. I don't remember it at all. I think I really like their styles and stuff. There's nobody really particularly famous or anything. I can't recall the story at all. No idea what happens in it. So let's put it here, I guess. Maybe there, or wasted my time. I don't know. Hot Chick, with Rachel McAdams. Probably, let's just put it in good then, not so into it now. I think it was pretty good, but I've been watching it in so long that I'm clearly not that into it now. Step Up. Those people don't look like high schoolers, but I'm pretty sure it's set in a high school. Channing Tatum, heartthrob, you know. So it was definitely very watched in my house, but still not enough maybe to be iconic, so would still be watched now. Stick It. I think I did rewatch it recently. We did like it. It's pretty good, I think. I don't quite remember the message, even though I did watch it semi recently. Let's put it up here, or here. Here. Josie and the Pussycats. Definitely love the music in that one. I think it's a little ridiculous, but still has some interesting, funny stories about like subliminal messaging in music. I mean, I feel like it was definitely like one of the top movies. Like, I definitely watched it as much as What a Girl Wants and Freaky Friday and stuff, so it should go up there. But like, my now me doesn't feel comfortable with that choice. Let's put it here for nostalgia's sake. Next is The Prince and Me with Julia Stiles. Definitely haven't seen it in a while, but I think I like the storyline. It's kind of a Meghan Markle, Prince Harry kind of thing, right? Or like all those recent like princess movies, like holiday movies on Netflix. Definitely give me those vibes. It's like set in college, not quite high school, but it was good, I think. I mean, I would rewatch it now, but I haven't. It doesn't feel, yeah, let's put it here, but I would still rewatch it now. It's not like good then, not really into it now. It's more like, or like, actually, you know what? It's more like a good enough when I was bored, because I definitely did not watch it very much growing up, but I am interested in it now, if that makes sense. Last one, Kristen Stewart, but like really young, with, what's it called? I think it's called Catch That Kid. I don't know why this thing says Mission Without Permission, but I think it's called Catch That Kid. Definitely one that me and my sister really liked, because we had like a little like spy phase as well. We had so many phases. I was influenced by the movies we were watching. So Cody Banks and that like were really influential for that. That and a few other things actually. And yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in would still be watching now, because it's quite nostalgic. I don't think I can add one. I was trying to add one, but I don't think I can, so I'll just insert it on the screen. But one that I completely forgot, and that brings me to 51, but I was like definitely really obsessed with, me and my sister, was it was called Clock Stoppers. I feel like I would probably put it in would rewatch now. That's probably where it would go, yeah. Or maybe good then, but not really into it now. I don't know. So I just finished and my laptop overheated, and so did my camera, so good time to go. Yeah, definitely try the link down below and try to like rank them with me if you want to. I would love to hear or see, I guess, what you think, or you can just comment down below like what you would rank some of them. It might be a little long to type all of them up, so just choose your favorites or whatever, or the ones you disagree with, I guess. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this like really funny video. Let me know if you want me to do like more of these, because like as much as I want to do a bunch of video essays and commentary that's like super research heavy and stuff, this is much easier content to produce. So yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to doing more of those. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon.